Let's learn a new word and a new family of colors. This time, we are talking about intermediate colors. There are 6 of them. If you'll notice, there are 6 spaces on this color wheel, this empty space in between each and every of the primary and secondary colors. There's a color that belongs there. That's why I left the empty space. The colors that go there are called intermediate colors. They're called intermediate colors because this is a word that means in between or in the middle. Inter kind of reminds me of the word in or inside, in between. MED, immediate, kind of reminds me of the word middle or medium, okay? In the middle, between. So intermediate colors are going to be 6 new colors that happen or that belong in these empty spaces. Now, do you remember when you had red, yellow, and blue, and you mixed a little bit of red and a little bit of yellow to create that color that was in between? Well, for intermediate colors, it's the same concept, except instead of mixing 2 primary colors together, like red and yellow, you're going to mix one primary with one secondary color. And what happens that when you mix those 2 together is going to be the color that goes in that space of the color wheel. So for example, if I mix red and orange together, it's going to give me a color called red-orange. And as you can see, it's a little bit oranger than red, but it's also a little bit redder than orange. It's a good combination of red-orange. I wish I could tell you that it had some fancy, awesome, cool sounding name, but the actual art terminology is red-orange. It's just called red-orange. I know it sounds boring, but let's stick with the facts. Red and orange mixed together make a color called red-orange, and on the color wheel, that would be placed right here. All right, that's pretty simple. So if I go around the color wheel, I can probably figure this out pretty simply. If I mix orange and yellow together, I'm going to get a color that is half orange and half yellow called yellow-orange. I wish I could call it something else like marigold or goldenrod, but nope. Its name is yellow-orange. And that would belong on the color wheel in this space right here, in between, in the middle of orange and yellow. And of course, I will proceed here. Yellow and green are going to mix together to create a color called, you guessed it, yellow-green. Not lime, not chartreuse, just yellow-green. And its position on the color wheel is directly in between yellow and green. I will proceed. This is my favorite one. I sure wish I could call this turquoise or teal, but nope. The color that happens when you mix blue and green together is called blue-green. And its place on the color wheel is right in between the blue and the green. 2 more to go. The color that happens when you mix blue and violet together is called blue-violet. Now, oftentimes, people will say that the rainbow has an extra color in it called indigo. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Some of you might have heard of that. This is indigo. Indigo is a fake name for a color that's not even really in the rainbow, but it is in the color wheel. Blue-violet, also known as, but we're not going to call it, indigo, is actually blue-violet. And that goes right in between blue and violet. Last one. When you mix a little red and a little violet together, you get a color known as red-violet. I would call this maroon if it was up to me, but for the sake of education and learning, we will call it red-violet for now. And its spot is right here. All right, so I hope you're in the mood to do a lot more color mixing because each one of the empty spaces that is on this paper. Here, 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 here. And those are called intermediate colors, and you're going to create them yourself. Happy mixing!